Hey babes, I'm Cynthia.
And I'm Beverly. Grab your favorite drink. Let's sip and chat.
Welcome to Tipsy and Truthful, the podcast.
Period. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Tipsy and Truthful. This is the podcast where two best friends sip and chat about life, relationships, parenthood, and everything in between. I'm Beverly.
I'm Cynthia.
And this is our first of all, no, let me start from the beginning. This is our second time trying to record this shit. But this is our first non-video episode.
Yeah.
Welcome to all three of you that followed us on Spotify and Apple Music. We appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Hey.
I think I'm cutting us short. We can see how many people listen to our shit. It's more than 3.
Yeah, more than 3 is 4.
So thank you. Thank you. The additional 2 people. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you didn't watch our last episode, we decided that we are going to temporarily do only like audio episodes.
AKA, you can find us on every streaming platform. Anywhere they have podcasts available, we are there.
You'll find us there. Thank you.
Yeah.
If you
no
can't,
excuses.
go to our Instagram page. There is a link in our bio. It's our link tree, and one of the links is to all of the podcast platforms where you can find us. Literally, you can scroll, you can see all of them. So no excuses. Thank you.
Yeah. So here we are. We started recording this 30 minutes ago, and we realized halfway through that our audio, surprise, wasn't working. And we had to figure that out because once again, we're not giving you crappy material, crappy quality. So
again,
I know, again, you're sick of that.
Because if you heard our first few episodes, we had quite a journey, okay, of having the wrong equipment or setting it up incorrectly. But hey, growth.
Here we are.
Freaking growth, okay?
For sure.
So, we want to go over, well, first of all, we want to remind you guys that we usually do a shot, and we're not doing a shot.
We're not. Because we are doing 60-day hard.
Yes, sir.
60-day hard is hard as heck. So one of the things that you can do on 60-day hard is drink any alcohol. And you know what? It's for a purpose. And it's not forever. But it's a sacrifice because this is Tipsy and Truthful. And actually, my boss actually recommended that we change our name for the next 60 days to Tired and Truthful because we are tired.
We are tired.
But we're still going to be truthful because we're not drinking. But because we're mentioning that because we are drinking Culture Pop.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a probiotic soda.
Yeah. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but hey,
yet.
Culture Pop, if you want to. I'm going to keep dropping your name.
We're here,
because I'm obsessed. These flavors, not the best. I'm still strawberry rhubarb, definitely number 1.
That one smacks.
That one smacks.
Oh, sorry. Did I say it wrong? Did I
No,
say them?
I was just adding more emphasis.
Oh, okay. It does schmack.
It does. But we got an orange mango, but it doesn't really tell you that it's chili lime. So it's spicy as heck.
Yeah. We already drank that one. So we had 2 flavors to try today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that first one. It was
I wouldn't buy it.
It tastes like, honestly, it tastes like a kind of like a Fanta kind of flavored soda, but then you sprinkle tahini on top.
I was gonna say it tastes like a spicy margarita. And then we got pink grapefruit.
Yeah, so we already finished the first flavor, the orange mango chili and lime, while we were trying to figure out how the heck to connect everything for just the audio. It's all a learning process, okay? And we're here for it. Honestly, Cynthia was getting a tiny bit frustrated. A
little bit.
But we figured it out. We called Jessica, who's not here. So Jessica, when you hear this, I feel very protected right now. Thank you. But yeah, Cynthia figured it out with Jessica's phone help. And even though we finished our first Culture Pop, we're onto our second flavor, which is
pink grapefruit.
Pink grapefruit, and there's like other flavors.
Ginger and juniper. Now, what is juniper?
What the heck is juniper? Let's Google it. We have a laptop now. This is a good thing. Let's Google.
You could just Google stuff. Maybe we should just have one on the pod.
What?
Just a computer handy for all the questions.
Yeah, maybe when we have our new setup when we come back.
Yeah.
What is juniper? Can you eat juniper? Unlike other berries, it's a berry.
Huh.
And it's typically only used in small amounts to flavor foods. It's not eaten in large portions. Okay. They have a pine-like taste. That makes sense. When I'm tasting this, that makes sense. I thought it was a mixture because in the same cup I had the first flavor, but I can taste like an earthiness.
What is a pine taste like?
Well,
Have you licked a
earthy.
pine and you didn't tell me?
No, but I get real trees for Christmas, and when you open the door in this dining room, you can taste like the smell in the air.
No, because I don't walk in with my mouth open.
You can't see me, guys, but I almost spit my whole drink into the mic and my laptop. I walk in here with my mouth wide open. Doesn't everybody walk into
Clearly, that's when
room?
you know what pine tastes like. What the frick?
You've never had like a smell that you smell it and you can like imagine the taste of it? No?
No.
Okay, whatever. I can taste like an earthy undertone.
It tastes all right. Not my favorite. Strawberry
okay.
rhubarb
Strawberry
is number one.
Is
Try
the
it.
best one. Yeah.
So if you want, close your pump.
Go get that flavor.
I'm definitely hashtagging them so they can see that video or hear.
What we want to go over first, and I don't know if we've done this in the last. Did we do this in the last episode? The high of the week and the opportunity.
Probably not.
No, we were kind of all over the place a little bit in the beginning. Of episode 20, but that's okay. We're gonna do it today. That's all that counts.
So I'm gonna wrap it up because I already said this.
Yeah, but they didn't hear it.
I know, so I'm not gonna go. It's just too much detail. Okay. So I think my high of the week I said was showing out for myself and being consistent, going to the gym this whole week, with the exception of today because I am a sports mom, so I had an event to go to today, and so I'm not going today. But I am waking up early and going tomorrow morning before I do my errands, like my food shopping and all that. So I'm very proud of myself for doing that.
Period.
My opportunity is keeping my emotions in check.
But why do you have to keep your emotions in check?
Because sometimes I sulk in my emotions. And it's okay to feel what I feel, but not to stay and continuously think about, oh, this makes me feel so bad and this and and like because that it gives you feelings of like feeling stuck, feeling like you can't get out of it, and it puts you in a negative headspace. And so I want to feel that emotion. I want to give myself that grace, but at the same time, I want to be able to be like, all right, I felt it.
Noted.
Exactly.
I feel frustrated right now because this happened. Noted.
Exactly.
Moving on. Okay.
So that's that, because I've caught myself a couple times this week feeling very frustrated. I had given the example of me losing my mind. I had a rough day and my husband finished it was like the feather that I don't even know. ¿Cómo se dice? La gota que rebasó el vaso. Like that tiniest drop that just made the cup overflow.
Yeah.
My husband, I got home from work and I cooked dinner and I got homework started and I packed lunches for the next day and I still had to go to the gym. And my kitchen was clean. It was 8:00. And my husband comes and puts a damn spoon in the kitchen sink. And I lost it. I went into the room as fast as I could and I changed because I knew I was going to blow up. And it was like, it was the principle, but it was something dumb. But it was something dumb. But at the same time, I was like, it's not dumb. Like, the kitchen is clean. Why would you just put one spoon in the sink instead of just washing that one spoon? Mm-hmm. And so before I exploded, I quickly put on my gym clothes and went to the car so I can go to the gym. But then I broke down in the car and cried over a spoon. It was a combination. It was a combination. Yeah, it was everything. And then I went to the gym and I go to this girl. There's only one bench in the girls' locker room. And she has like her gym bag, her like pre-workout and all her stuff she's trying to change. And I come in with my face all puffy because obviously I was crying. And I put my leg on the bench and I was like, I'm so sorry. I just need to stretch. And she's like, oh no, honey, it's okay. And then she like did a double take and she was like, whoa, are you okay? And I was like, just had a rough day. I'm crying over a spoon, but it's all right. And she's like, you know what? No matter what day you're having, you should be proud that you showed up for yourself. And that was just so awesome to hear. And she was like, just go home, take it, have a good workout, go home, pray. Don't forget to pray.
She gave you a compliment, remember?
Oh, she said, you seem like to have a beautiful soul, man. God bless you.
When people ask you what's the best compliment you've ever gotten,
that is my best compliment.
You have an answer.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, thanks. And I had a great workout, and then I went to my sauna, and that was my workout. So it was nice. So that's why that's my opportunity.
Okay, I got you.
A spiel.
Spiel.
How about you, babe?
High of the week. My high of the week is me being proud of myself for stepping up my schedule, right? So I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, how like we go to bed very late in my house, not like by choice, but that's just how it ends up happening usually. We eat dinner like really late, and we end up going to bed really late, and then I end up going to bed even more late after all the kids are in bed. But this week, I've been pushing through me being tired when all the kids are home, and starting dinner really early and having dinner ready by 7:30, and then Jason Jonas in bed by like 8:30, and then the girls in bed by like 9:30. So it after they're all in bed and Jace has been going to sleep early, thank God. Once I get that peace and quiet of the house just being closed for the night, I noticed that it's so good for me to not only get the rest by going to sleep way earlier, because I have, but even getting that 1 or 2 hours of just like peace in the night, it's made a really big difference. And I'm proud of myself for not only for doing it, but for being proud of myself and for recognizing it. I've seen myself in the past like accomplish things and like kind of brush shit under the rug a little bit.
Not celebrate you.
Like I'll focus on the negative things, and then I won't celebrate like the things that I'm like
doing
okay,
well,
and like, hey, you did pretty good, girl. So
trauma.
Yeah, that's progress, and I'm proud of that. My opportunity. What did I say? My opportunity. Oh, showing up for myself more is my opportunity. I had mentioned that I'm doing like this course, this like self-healers course, and they give us homework, and I haven't been showing up to do my homework. We're doing this 60-day hard, and I want to say like the meal part of it, probably like 80% of the week I have followed it, but there is a 20% where I just kind of like let loose. So that's not me showing up. I haven't worked out once this week because it's been gloomy and cold, and Jonas has been sick. So I want to. I don't want to say that I need to. That word sounds like strong and heavy, but I do want to commit to doing what I say I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And that's an opportunity for me for sure. In general.
Yeah. That's a good opportunity.
Yeah, I think so. I said it better the second time around than the first time.
Yeah, I think we both did.
Yeah.
With that being said,
we have our episode today is about masculine and feminine energies and traits. I think I want to start off by saying masculine and feminine traits live within every person. Whether you were born a female, whether you were born a male, or anything in between, you have masculine and feminine traits. Okay. I have like a list of some of them. Can you think of any, like off the top of your head before I go through the list, any feminine traits that you just know of?
Nurturing, soft, delicate,
I'll go through the list.
Feminine.
Well, feminine is the thing.
I know, but I feel like there's a femininity is obviously what we're talking about, but I'm saying when you say feminine, it's something like so like I don't even know. It's just feminine.
For you, I think, or you're describing like how it feels, like a feeling.
I guess.
I get that. Some of the traits that I found, like I did like some online search. Feminine energies are in being intuitive, being generous, nurturing, which you mentioned, creative. I think that one's huge in the feminine energy. Yeah. Collaborative, caring, receptive, grateful. What else do I have here? Grounded, reflective. That's a trait that a lot of feminine energies carry. Being empathetic, compassionate, magnetic. So people are drawn to that type of energy. Supportive, vulnerable, authentic.
Wow.
And the flowing through life, this is the part that I want the most. Flowing through life effortlessly. That's to me, a very beautiful quality of the feminine. How about masculine? Can you think of any masculine traits?
For me, when I think of masculine, I think of protector, provider, uh, uh, a builder. I don't know why. Like someone that is good with their hands, that is able to, fix problems and
Yeah. I have this on the list. Problem solver is definitely on here, and logical,
very logical,
confident, focused, strong, stable, assertive, goal driven, present, deeply present. People don't really think of that as a masculine quality, but it is. Not judgy, disciplined, protective. We already said that. Honest, accountable, has integrity. That's huge.
Oh, huge.
Humble, offers stability and security. Responsible. These are all masculine traits. I believe, like we said, that every person has some of both qualities.
For sure.
Like I can definitely see that there's some of these masculine qualities that I carry. There's some feminine qualities that I carry. I think what I'm hearing a lot through the TikToks is men complaining that women are not feminine enough, and women complaining that men are not masculine enough, and how that is
Before
carried.
we even get into that, I just disclaimer. I know that this is spicy for all 7 of you that are listening. Listen, it's okay, because I need you guys to understand, in the society, I mention this anytime we have like controversial topics. And not that this is controversial, but this is something that a lot of people have a hard time grasping. Getting into it. I'm grasping their mind around, like fully understanding what it means to have feminine energy and what it means to have masculine energy. And I think some people are going to reject the idea and are going to be resistant to the things that we say, because they're like, that's just the truth. Both men and women. I know that there's a lot of women that find that being feminine is something that is like weak.
So do you think, kind of off topic a tiny bit, do you think that being submissive is the same as being weak?
No. Me and you, we have had this conversation, guys.
I know, but they haven't heard
I
it.
know that. And this is what I'm saying. I need people to understand that we've had this conversation for a long time. And this is the time that we're bringing it on, because I think we could be more candid, since we're not.
I think not being in front of a camera is like making me
because
more
this
brave.
is I feel like even when we look at our circle, and that's the honest truth, like this is something that I think people struggle with close to us.
Yes.
Including us. We're not excluding us. We're including us. Well, I think the conversation today is going to be not only what is feminine and masculine energy, but how do we want to operate in a feminine energy?
Well, I want to add another disclaimer here. There are women who are operating in their masculine energy that are mostly walking and living in the masculinity, and they're cool with that. If that's you, boo, get it.
And I get that, but I'm gonna give another disclaimer.
Okay, I didn't finish my disclaimer for you. Let me finish. Can I finish my disclaimer?
I'm like, this is perfect.
For me personally, Beverly, sitting here with my cup of culture pop, I have a deep, deep desire to live, to operate, and to be free in my femininity.
Amen. Because me too.
And sometimes I feel like because of the roles that we are in, it's extremely difficult to do so.
Yeah.
Now do your disclaimer.
And so my disclaimer is that I'm going to challenge, because this is my thing. And I want you to think about personally, a lot of times in our lives where we think that we're operating a certain way and that we're okay with it, we're really not. The problem is that we haven't faced a lot of those things. And so it just becomes second nature. Like, no, I love being like this. I love being in control. And so when someone,
that was you before.
That's still me sometimes. And that's just me being 100% honest. And we're going to get into the deets of that in a little bit. But I think that a lot of, and I'm going to speak for women because I'm a woman. I think that women that say that it's okay that they feel great in their masculine energy is because that's the only thing they know.
It's because they feel protected. They feel safe.
Because they know they can count on themselves.
Exactly.
But the problem is, not the problem. The thing is that they've never had the opportunity to operate in a feminine energy and know what it is to take that cape off or that load off and give it to someone that wants to do that for you.
Okay. Huge.
Wants.
Wants to. Huge.
Oh, we need a beat drop. We need a boom, a bomb or something, Jessica. I something there, because for real, that's the key word. It's not that you're making them. It's not that you're asking. It's that this person is willingly doing this for you.
Right. Right. What would that in a relationship, babe? In a relationship where, because I think a big issue is women who are wanting to be more in their feminine side cannot, because they're in relationships where they have to be masculine. Yeah. They have to take on the leadership roles. Mm-hmm. They have to be the one who is logical. Mm-hmm. They have to be the one who is accountable, mm-hmm. responsible. They have to be the one who's making the plan for tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, even as simple as like when we say a masculine energy, even like a first date, I feel like a man who is truly in his masculine won't ask you, hey, so what do you want to eat? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? He'll come up with a plan and say, hey, I planned a date for us. We're going to go to this restaurant at this time. Does that work for you? Mm-hmm.
And he could do that because he's paid attention to the conversations you guys had. Yes. So he's able to take the information he needs to be able to plan without having to directly ask you.
Exactly. Because he is, what's the thing here? Deeply present. Mm-hmm. Because he is focused. Because he's confident. He has, in these texts before your first date, he knows that you said you love sushi. He knows that you said that, you know, you usually eat dinner earlier. He knows that you mm-hmm. said that you love to dress up. So he's going to bring you to a place where you can eat sushi at an earlier time and dress up. He's not going to ask you. He's going to know that's what you want. Mm-hmm. And of course, you and your feminine, you're allowed to be like, actually, that doesn't work for me that day. Can we do this day instead? Mm-hmm. Which is fine. Like, that doesn't take away from your femininity, but there's nothing sexier to me than a man who can just like plan, mm-hmm. because it just takes it off of me. Mm-hmm. And part of the femininity that I desire is being able to just be like, I always say how creative I am, being able to just live like carefree and relaxed mm-hmm. and creative and focus on what I want, which is to nurture and to care for my family, my kids, sure. people around me. So what do you feel about the people on the TikToks who have said, you know, they're the men? Let's start with the men.
Let me just tell you something. Okay. There's nothing sexier to me mm-hmm. than have a man express this to other men.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
When I see a man going out there going after other men, saying that you are, and excuse my language, a pussy. This is for 18 and plus. Because you know you want everything handed to you, everything done for you. You want you. This is my biggest issue with femininity and masculinity. A lot of men that operate, because let's be honest, and this is gonna tickle some. This is gonna be spicy what I'm about to say. But a lot of men right now in our generation, and I'm gonna speak for what I know. Mm-hmm. Men in our generation, in our culture, in our community, because that's what I know, operate totally in feminine energy.
And they don't see it that way.
No. But they want you to respect them. And let me be honest, if I am a woman, right, that wants to operate in my feminine energy, and I am not attracted to females, when you're operating in your feminine energy, it's not a turn on for me.
No.
I am immediately turned off.
Right.
Because you're acting like me.
Yeah. It makes it hard to be.
No, I can't be.
In sexy time.
You can't be. You can't be.
In the right mind frame.
You can't. Mm-hmm. And that's.
What does it look like? A male operating in his femininity. What would that look like?
Oh my God. What doesn't it look like? Okay. I think that looking around, what I see the most, like when I'm on Instagram and TikTok, you know, and I don't know if you can agree with me, there's nothing that gets under my skin more than a man that's into himself completely. That's completely like full of himself, that cares more about their appearance and what the world sees than me. That I'm the woman. And that's the example.
Spouse, yeah.
Because a lot of relationships today that's what it is. It's all for the visual. It's all for the gram.
Right.
And so much energy is put into, oh, I need to look at this. I want to do this. I need to, all these things that have to do with personal appearances. And I don't have the chance to do that. And that's what women complain about. And why don't we have the chance to do that? Because while you're figuring that out, the woman is doing everything else.
Right. Who's figuring out what we're gonna do on vacation? Who's figuring out what day the bills are gonna come out of our bank account? Who's figuring out?
Because you're not doing that.
No.
As the man, you're not doing that.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What?
It's just spicy.
I think that it looks different than what people would think it looks like.
And I'm gonna go and circle back to that whole thing that we talked about. Some women say that they like to operate in masculine energy. I guarantee that if you're able to take that armor off and sit in and are allowed to like just feel know what it feels like to be in your feminine energy, you're not gonna want to be masculine energy.
And I'm gonna bring this a little bit like to religion. I think God designed a woman to flourish, to what's the word I'm looking for?
Exhibit?
No, exude. No, to like be her best self.
Okay,
there's a word for that. I can't find it right now, but to be her best self, she excels. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Women are designed to do the best in their feminine energy. Men are designed to do their best in their masculine energy, excuse me. And if there's a couple where the man is truly operating in his masculine and allowing the woman to truly operate in her feminine, guess what? That couple is, not only are they happy and super attracted to each other, they're unstoppable. Let me tell you that. They are truly a team. And I think that when people think of a woman being feminine, they're like, oh, because she cooks and she cleans and she puts herself last. No, baby girl.
Feminine is the complete opposite.
It's the complete opposite.
Because you're cooking because you're allowed to nurture.
Right.
You want to.
It's because you want to, not because you're stressed out
and you have to
with a messy bun and looking all sweaty and gross because you have no time to take care of yourself. This is okay. Well, I spent the morning in hot yoga, and let me cook this meal for the person that I love, for my children whom I adore. It's not the same as I have to, because if I don't, who's gonna do it? And that's the difference between like
that's
what
why I said
people think. When people think like, oh, like I'm feminine because I cook and clean and do that. You know what I heard?
What?
I don't remember where I heard this. Like, oh, the woman, men are asking for women who, she's not great if she can't cook and clean and like do all this housewife stuff. And the woman said, okay, can you fix the car? Can you build something? This IKEA desk that I just bought, can you build it for me? No, what are you asking for? Like, if you're really going to judge me based on if I can cook the quote unquote feminine things, then are you doing the quote unquote masculine things?
But that's a problem too, because, and I am with you 100%.
No. I'm not saying that.
No. I'm not saying, I know what you're saying. My thing is that we have to continue to clarify that those things are not just feminine.
That's what I'm saying.
No, and I agree with you. That's why I'm reiterating that, because I think that's where a lot of people get confused. That's for females. That's feminine. And that's not what we're saying. Look, the femininity and masculinity is the way you carry yourself.
Like somebody who's in, the example that I'm thinking of is this girl on TikTok, the one who did this video of the big sister and the little sister, that they were crying.
Oh yes, that one got to do all these things,
yeah. Right? And she put in a video. She put a video up about how her husband treats her like a princess. She doesn't do dishes. She doesn't lift one bag when they buy food. Like all these things that she doesn't do. She never took out. She's never taken out the trash.
She's never changed the oil in her car, put air, nothing.
Nothing. She's never had to take care of her. Anything that has to do with her car. And some people in the comments were like, "So what are you good for? What are you doing?" And she came back with a second video, like, "No. I am not saying I don't know how to do these things. my husband does these for me because he loves me, because he doesn't want me to worry about these things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, he does the dishes, but I'm making the meals,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm making the meals with love, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy to make them
Mm-hmm.
because I know that once I'm done cooking, I don't have to also stress and worry about all these dishes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know that once I go out and get the food, I have a teammate who's gonna bring it in and put it in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the part. The masculine is about the action.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, like, okay, my wife comes first, and I don't want her to stress. So what can I take off of her plate? And that's why a woman who's with a man like that, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be 100% easier for her to trust him, feel secure with him, and be submissive
Mm-hmm.
to a man who's gonna actually lead like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because
not,
you know he got you.
and not wait until you are burnt out on the couch, stressed out,
Crying. Reversible.
to be like, oh, did you need what? Did you need
Mm-hmm.
help? Why didn't you say something?
Mm-hmm.
Like WTF?
And you know what the problem is? Was
One of the
going back
problems?
well, going back to what you said about what people were saying, like, well, can you cook? Can you clean? And the
Mhm.
woman came back with that rebuttal. You know, my issue with this whole femininity and masculinity thing is that men who operate in feminine energy want to be respected as though they are operating in masculine energy.
Mhm.
And that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my whole entire life. Because why do you, how, what are you doing that is making me say, you know what? He's doing all the things that I want and all the things that I need. Beverly's dying. I should listen to him. No. If you are operating in the energy that I'm trying to operate in, one of us has to take the role of masculine energy.
Seriously.
And so because I'm doing that, I can't take the time to respect you as the man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the truth. Duélale a quien le duela. We're just throwing facts out there. And I'm going to be even more, 100% more honest. This is something that I've struggled with in my relationship. And I think it's because of the way that our relationship was founded. You know, my husband comes from a different country. And so in the beginning years, especially, there's a lot of things that he didn't know how to do. Right. And it was my responsibility to teach or do or show him how to do it. The problem is that it's been a couple years and I'm still in the same role, you know, because it's easier.
Yeah. He hasn't stepped up because
and I get frustrated.
Yeah.
Because at this point I'm just like, okay, you know how to do this. You're just choosing not to do this.
Right.
You know,
and I can 100% relate.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard because it's like, okay, so no, I'm clearly the man in this relationship. And sometimes that gets frustrating. No, most of the time it's frustrating because I'm just like, dude.
Because you said it in the beginning, you were desiring
to
be more soft, to be more feminine, to be more carefree, more creative, more nurturing. And that's hard to do when you also have to be the one taking charge in your home. I can relate. So it's kind of not the same. My boyfriend wasn't raised in this country. So he moved here, what, at 19, 20 years old? A lot of the things.
A lot of years ago.
A lot of years ago, but we were together from the beginning of that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the things, like he had never owned a vehicle in this country. He didn't know how to register a car. He didn't know all these things that I had to teach him along the way has made it so that anytime we need to get something done, like paperwork or anything like that, it's me doing it. Because he doesn't know how to, or he hasn't learned how to, or he hasn't wanted to learn how to. I don't really know. It doesn't change the fact that I want to take a back seat. And I haven't been able to yet. And I mean, when you go on a journey of like self-learning, of self-healing, one of the things that I learned early on is I can't control anybody else. I can't change him. I can't make him take charge. What I can do is step back. I can control me. I can step back and see how things fall and how things drop and be like, well, I don't know, but I'm not doing that anymore. So that's where I'm at the level of, okay, I know that my desire is to be more feminine. What can I do for me to be more in my feminine energy? I have like a list of things that I found. Do you want to go through them with me. These are
Sure.
things that you just do. These are things that you can do even if you're not in a relationship. If you are a female,
You don't need to be in a relationship to operate in your feminine energy.
Of course not. But
even dating, even at
so
work,
many times.
yeah. No, but it's important to know that you don't have to, like you said, be in a relationship. It's important to operate in your feminine energy now, so that the people that you start attracting, if you're trying to get into a relationship, they know what role you want.
Right.
Like, you know what role you're playing and what role you're expecting from the other person.
Right.
Period. And like, the older I get, this is the thing. This is why you have to be careful what you say around what you say around children, because now that I've been on this journey for a couple years now, I now have random memories of like conversations that I heard in passing from other adults that obviously weren't great examples of like good relationships, weren't good examples of just being good people in general. They were just like whatever people, But I remember when we're talking about feminine and masculine energy, I remember these conversations about when people would say, "Oh, she thinks she's all that. She wants a man like this. She wants a man like that. She wants a man like this." Let me just tell you that now that I'm older, I'm just like, girl,
that was not a negative thing.
No, that is so positive that you know what you want, and it's negative for people that don't understand that.
Right.
It's negative for people that will take anything that comes their way because they don't have standards, or they don't see their self-worth, and they don't know that they can go for the things that they really want.
Right.
Because we're not taught that.
Some of us honestly don't even know what the heck we want in a relationship. So we just get into relationships not knowing, like, wait a minute, this is actually one of the traits that I hate in other people. So what am I doing? What am I doing? So the fact that a person can know, first of all, the list of, okay, these are the things that I know I do not want. These are the things that I do want. That's not a negative. That's a positive.
No, but a lot of men, especially, no, actually both. I'm not going to say men. I'm going to say both. I remember growing up, de que, ella se tira el peo más alto que el culo. She thinks that she's better than everybody. She thinks she's not even that pretty, or like so negative. And the things that they would say, I'm like, dude, like now when I think about, like, it's just random. I'll just get these random moments of like, oh, I remember we were sitting and this was the conversation. And it's maybe because I'm going through my own, like, sifting through all my feelings and all the things.
Memories
yeah. And so I remember that, and I'm just like, wow, no, but actually good for her, because she knew from the get that she just wasn't gonna accept shit from anybody. Yep. She knew what she wanted, and she wasn't gonna just get with anybody just because she wanted to be with someone.
Yeah. Just to be in a relationship, which we see too often.
Exactly.
There's two. You reminded me of something else that I hear a lot as a negative thing that I do not think is negative. Two of the traits that we didn't mention, that I feel like these are the two biggest. I feel like if you ask me in one word what masculine and what feminine is, I think I would say the masculine is giving and the feminine is receiving.
Oh, for sure.
So like in an example, like if you want to give like one big example, is like when we make children, the man is giving the sperm that is gonna meet the egg, and a child will be created from that. But it's still the masculine is giving, the feminine is receiving. In so many relationships where the man is very giving, I've heard people be like, y ese pariguayo, me da de todo, y ella que, like, how is that a bad quality? Why are we judging a man who wants to give to his woman? Why is that bad?
It's not. It's just, once again, let's look at the bigger picture. We come from trauma. We come from bad, like, it's unhealthy relationships, and that's the norm we see. One after the other, after the other, after the other. That when we see someone trying to break that or operating differently than what we're used to, our first instinct is to attack because we don't understand it.
Right.
And that's just the honest truth. You attack what you don't understand. So we're getting canceled.
This brings it. This is leve. So ways of trying to embrace your feminine energy. One of the ways, and this is the one that I've been working on, this is my task for the next couple of weeks, is spending time in reflection. I think I mentioned this. I don't know if I mentioned this in this episode or before. That we live in autopilot. Okay, and this is not just a feminine thing, but I'm gonna speak for myself when I say I've lived most of my life in autopilot, not really stopping to smell the roses, corny as that is. The constant like go 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 go, it makes it so that we're not actually focusing on what's going on inside of us and what's going on around us. So take a moment to reflect. You love journaling. I'm still trying to get into the habit of journaling. Journaling, a big part of the feminine is feeling and getting in tune with your emotions and knowing your body. And you're not gonna do that if you're on autopilot, baby girl. So that's one of the ways that you can start to embrace your feminine energy. That's the step that I'm currently on.
Okay.
Getting into nature. So this is our 45 minutes of exercise outside that I haven't been doing. But
I honestly haven't been doing it either.
No, but what did we say about this summer?
Oh, that we're going hiking with the kids and journaling up.
We outside, okay? And we're not outside with margaritas and with mimosas. And we outside with our kids getting fresh air, getting sunlight, using the grounding method where you put your bare feet on the ground.
Yep. All of those things.
We are going to get not only ourselves into nature, but we want to include our children so that they see this as their new norm.
Yep. We have a lot of goals, guys.
Yes.
You're gonna get sick of us.
I don't care. So going to a park, going to the ocean, which we love. Jason loves the beach.
I honestly, and going back to the being in nature and feeling that, I could remember, and I still do this. There's times that I will just purposely go outside and sit in front of the sun and let me, and I just soak in the sun, and feel that and close my eyes and think about where I'm feeling it, how it's making me feel. And I smile more than anything because, man, honestly, if you go in, and I challenge you to do this.
Yes,
like I can't wait for you to really get in tune with it, because honestly, maybe I'm just different, but to me, when I'm outside, that's what I listen for. That's what I try to do.
That's
like I sit in front of the sun purposely every day, and like sit in the hammock and purposely put my hammock in front of the sun and let the sun just fill me. And I'm not sleeping. I'm like, with my eyes closed, like really trying to feel that moment. Same when we go to the beach. I love to close my eyes and put my feet and put my feet in the sand and just relax, like completely relax and hear what I'm hearing.
Did I mention that we recorded this twice, so I can't remember what I said in this episode or if it was the first time that didn't work. To use your 5 senses. Yes, when you're trying to feel present, use what you smell, what you hear, what you can taste, what you can.
I don't recommend tasting sand.
No, but like, did you just have a beer and you can taste the bubbles in your mouth still? Yeah. Did you just have a
culture pop? Oh, we're getting that sponsor.
The rhubarb and the
we're getting that sponsor.
We're posting that.
The fact that we said that in sync.
Shout out Culture Pop, please sponsor. Oh, good. Yeah, use your 5 senses if you're ever trying to present, especially in nature. We already said we were gonna do this, and the girls rolled their eyes. When we go hiking,
they don't have a choice though. That's the thing.
They're going.
I told Beverly, like, we're not giving them a choice, because if we want to make sure that they start developing good habits, good being routines, and being good, you don't have a choice. You're just gonna do it. I don't care. You're gonna fuss the whole way, but guess what? A week or 2 weeks of us doing it, and one day that we don't do it, they're gonna be like, "Hey, are we gonna go hiking?" Because they're gonna expect it, and they're gonna love it. Because in the beginning it's forced, but then when they realize what feelings that gives off, they're gonna want to be. They're gonna. It's not serotonin. That's no. What's the other one? The happy one.
Cortisol. I don't know.
No, cortisol. Stress, girl.
You're asking the wrong guy, sir.
The feel good.
That one. Oxytocin. Is that a drug? Oxycodone. Sponsor us.
Oh my God, don't sponsor us. That's not the sponsor I want. No, it's I don't know.
That was terrible. Sorry,
I'll be sleeping tonight and I'll be like, is this?
Remember it?
Yeah, I hate that. But yeah, it's just like, you have to like get into the routine. It's like working out. The first couple of days you're like, this drags. But then you're like, oh, if I don't go, you feel like off. So it's just,
all right, next one on the list is to value being playful and spontaneous. Another thing that I don't know if we mentioned as a feminine trait, but being playful is actually feminine. being fun and playful and flirty, like that's all being feminine.
Oh.
Masculine is all about being planning and organization, which is why a lot of us women feel like we're forced to be in our masculine because we are the ones planning and organizing for our families. We need to kind of lock that up sometimes and just be spontaneous and just be playful and just if somebody asks you like, hey, what are you doing? Do you wanna go, I don't know, something fun and spontaneous? I can't even think. That's how unspontaneous I am. I can't even think of an example.
You want to go bowling? Sure, let's go bowling.
Sure, let's go. Like
last minute things and just doing it.
Last minute things that are just gonna be fun, that are not planned and organized, or just like, so we have to make space for that as well if we want to be more in our feminine. Another one is moving your body. Dancing, moving, exercising, all of that helps you get in touch with your body, which is feminine. And I think though that chemical that we can't think of the name of right now, the feel good when you exercise and you move your body.
I'm like, serotonin is not serotonin.
Girl, you have to Google it.
You have a computer.
I'm not, but I have it open on
Open a new tab.
No, here.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna feel so dumb because I know what it is, and I'm sure. Look at me looking to see if I find it
in your brain.
Yes.
You're gonna do the hurling thing.
Oh,
what is it called?
Brain spot? No.
Brain spotting, isn't it?
I thought that was like the therapy, but maybe it is brain spotting.
I don't know.
Feel good drug.
You guys don't know what this is.
Wait, I want to give myself a chance to see if I remember.
Okay, go ahead. Well, while she looks for it, when moving your body, some of the women that I say that I follow and I look for women who are doing what I want.
You said oxytocin.
Yeah.
That's the hugging drug.
Period. Tú ves que yo no soy tan bruta. Some of the women that I follow, like I've mentioned Michelle Panning on here. She does classes and coaching, and she has a podcast too. She's great. You should look her up. She literally will post
endorphins.
Videos. Okay, that. I was never gonna guess that. She will literally post videos of herself like just dancing, like not even caring what anybody thinks.
Like Britney Spears?
I mean,
or is that pushing it?
I'm not gonna use Britney Spears as an example.
She's just dancing all the time.
Yeah, I mean she's dancing, which is what I am talking about.
Yeah.
But what I mean, like these people that are purposely doing it to show like this is me and my feminine, and I don't care if you want to judge.
You know who's a good example of that? Who? And some people may agree, and it's because of the relationship she's in. Sierra.
Period. I agree.
Sierra to me is the epitome of a woman that's operating in a feminine energy, and her husband is operating in his masculine energy because he is very protective of his family, but also loves to be with his wife and make sure that she looks great and she's doing this and that she's safe and that their kids are okay. Like he's doing most of it.
Side tangent. When we talk about the masculine being a protector, this doesn't only mean you are physically protecting your family from harm. This means that if your spouse, if your children have to talk to you about their feelings, they're gonna feel safe with you to express that. You're gonna be able to receive it and not judge and not downplay and not shut it down. I just need to like add.
But I already said this too. Like all of this is the way you operate. It's just the way you. It's a way of life. To be honest, they're not actions. I mean, they are actions. But what I'm saying is, it's just that all these things are the way that you go about in the world. Like this is just the way you function.
Another way that you can try to reconnect with your femininity is to spice it up and glam them up one day. Like just get dressed up for you. Like, do you want to do your nails today? Go do your nails. Do you want to go?
You want a whole spot treatment?
A whole spot
facial
treatment? Do you want to go get glammed up? Like for me, I love dressing up, putting on makeup. I love wearing heels. That to me is fun, right? I know that not all women enjoy that, but for me, I enjoy it. I like playing with my makeup. Do it. You don't need a special occasion. You don't need a podcast camera to sit in front of. Like, if you want to today.
You're putting us on blast.
I'm putting me on blast.
Oh,
because I look me on like blast a bum. Too. Well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. I look like a bum 99.9% of the week, except for when we were recording the podcast. That I got dressed up and threw on the lashes, like I keep saying.
I look
but
rough
why?
at work.
If I enjoy that, why am I waiting until there's an occasion? Why can't I wake up on a random Wednesday and be like, I'm doing my makeup and just go to the supermarket and makeup? Maybe not in heels. I think that'd be pushing it for me, but why not? Why can't we go hiking in heels? No, I'm kidding. I'm definitely pushing it. But what I'm saying is glam up for you, not because there's any occasion or because anybody, is asking, I guess. Another one is to literally just slow the fuck down. We mentioned autopilot. We mentioned this go, 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 go. I love that you do that, Cynthia, that I've seen you literally just go outside and sit in your lawn chair and close your eyes and sit in the sun. I love that you take the time out to do that for you because you enjoy it, because you like how the sun makes you feel, because you're breathing the fresh air, you're smelling the grass. Like, I don't think that you really know how deep that is.
I don't.
But you do it.
Yeah.
And that's fucking amazing. And that's goals for me. I only have payment in the back of this apartment. But
you do it when you come to my house.
Yeah.
You try to enjoy it, but it's hard because of the kids.
It's hard with the kids running around. We're going to have to fence up your whole backyard so I can breathe. If anybody owns a fencing company and you can send me an estimate, please hit me up, tipsyandtruthpod@gmail.com.
Or just get a flood of all 7. 7 recommendations.
All 7 of you. Practice self-care and compassion. This is the first step that we ever did.
Yeah.
This was step number 1. This was ground zero for us.
Still is.
We're still practicing self-care.
We haven't mastered it yet.
Self-care is still something that I'm working on.
Yeah.
But the compassion part, I'm 1,000,000% more compassionate with myself than I was 2 years ago.
Yeah. Same.
With the things where I used to see you beating yourself up for, I can now hear you say, yeah, but it's okay. I did better than I did yesterday. And I'm going to do better again tomorrow. Like, you guys need to know how much work has gone into us being able to say something like that without spiraling.
I know.
Because beating ourselves up was part of our regular programming.
Every day. And that's why we were even more tired.
I know. Because our software was in autopilot of you suck. Why did you do that wrong? You should have done this better. You should
piece of shit.
Damn, your inner voice is mean as hell.
Oh yeah, I know. That's why I was tired all the time, looking defeated. Looking like I went 7 rounds in the boxing ring. I'm like, what's wrong?
You were getting beat up.
Dude, emotional, like, torture, especially when it comes from you, is so, like, that turmoil you feel, especially when nobody knows that you're going through that turmoil.
It's your inner voice. Nobody can
And
tell.
you just feel so alone because you feel like nobody can relate. You don't want to sound crazy when you're trying to tell somebody, like, when you're trying to express how you feel, it's hard to put into words, especially if you think that somebody else is not gonna understand that. What we've come to learn is that a lot of people feel this way, and this is why it's so important for us to talk about it, because feeling alone and sulking in that and feeling like you are just drowning by yourself is so painful. And I just don't want anybody to like live like that at all. Because I mean, this is,
0 out of 10, no recommend.
Yeah, it just sucks. And it's hard for you to go to the next step in your life because you just don't have the energy. You just don't have it.
Sometimes people will say, like, I'm so exhausted, and people won't understand, like, why the fuck are you so tired? Like, you did 3 things today. The stuff that goes on in your brain, guys, that shit's exhausting too. Even though your body's not physically moving, when your brain is going 3,000 miles
and it doesn't
per
stop.
Hour,
that's the thing. It goes 3,000 miles per hour, but it also never stops. At every second, at every moment of your day, you're constantly thinking all these thoughts. You go to bed, you can't get a full night's rest because that's what's in your thoughts. Yeah. And you dream about these things. You dream about fear. You can't even enjoy your dreams, guys. You can't even have peaceful, beautiful, fun dreams because your dreams are chaotic and fearful and like so many things. And then you wake up to do it all over again. So even sleeping, you do it. And you wake up to do it all over again. It's exhausting.
Yeah. Which is why we're working to get out of that loop.
Yeah. And that's why I said it's okay to feel that, but I can't sit in that.
Yeah.
Because it just continues to snowball into the rest of my day, into my night, into my REM sleep. No, thank you.
REM sleep. Another way is to spend time with other women. I think it's I think I need to mention that it's important, the type of women that you're surrounding yourself with is also important in this.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna surround yourself with women who are just gonna talk about how much they hate men, this isn't gonna help.
Or women that hate other women and that are gonna talk negatively about other women.
Mm-hmm.
No bueno.
No. I think it's important to find a circle of people who are doing the same as you or better.
And I would say always better.
I mean, if that's
possible
available to you, yes.
And the reason I say that is because you are motivated to get out of those thoughts and those circles. You feed off of that. People are like, what do you mean better? Yes, you always want to be around people that are gonna help you grow. That is the purpose. That is the goal.
Period. The second to last thing is to do things that will spark your creativity. So I've been dying to take a dance class. Like I want to take a couple. I want to take a bachata class, and I want to take a heels dance. So either like a pole dancing or like one of those like chair sexy dances. I am dying.
What is that called? The chair one. It has a specific name.
I've heard it as heels, and I've heard it as chair dancing. Heel dancing.
No, there's an actual name. It's like it starts with the B.
I don't know.
We'll look it up.
Are you talking about burlesque?
Something like that.
Maybe the classes that I've seen in this area have it named as like chair dances.
Yeah, because nobody understands burlesque.
Maybe because burlesque, I think, implies that you're gonna be like not clothed fully. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But do things that spark your creativity.
I've seen the Coyote movie.
For me, that would be like something in dance, or like, is there a pottery class? Have you always wanted to try pottery? Have
No,
you
I hate
wanted
it.
to do? You hate pottery?
Yeah.
Why?
I did it in school and it sucks.
Okay, so for you, not pottery, but
I honestly don't know.
Else? Would there be like a writing class?
A candle making class. I've been dying to look for one.
See?
Candle making and perfume making.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I love scents, if you guys haven't noticed.
Any type of thing that you can find in your area that's going to spark your creativity, whether it's a cooking class, a baking class, whether it's, anything like that.
Spoken word class.
Anything. It can be poetry. It can be whatever you think your heart is going to be. That's another thing. Once you lean more into your feminine, you're going to learn to listen to your intuition and to what you actually need. Because when you're in your masculine, like that intuition is like, shh, cállate. Well, tú no sabes nada.
No, for real.
So, yeah, do things that spark your creativity and do them with friends, with females. That would be even more fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we should totally do something, a tipsy and truthful like thing.
Let's go make candles.
I don't know about candles, but definitely something fun.
A cooking class. My friend just did one.
That sounds like fun.
One of her best friends gifted the group a private cooking class in Andover. And
they have private dance classes for groups too. I'm just saying. Let us know. All 7 of you listening, let us know what you would be interested.
It'd be 9 of us
if you're in the area. And the last one, and the one that I like the most, is make your own pleasure a priority. Point blank. Period. And yes, I mean sexually. Okay. If you want to get into your feminine, into your body, you need to know what you like.
Yeah. And
you need to get to know that by yourself sometimes. You can't expect somebody else to figure it out if you haven't figured it out yourself. So yeah. Now that we're not on YouTube, I think we can get a little bit more open about talking about like some of these subjects.
I mean, I was fine kind of talking about it, but I feel like this is gonna open the door for when we come back to be more honest. Because we're getting it we're practicing.
Period.
I have a question. Okay. Do we have how men could be more masculine?
I don't have a list for that.
All right, so
let me see, or maybe I do.
Because I feel like that is an important aspect. Men that may be listening to maybe one man that's like, you know what? Everything they said, you know what? I am operating more feminine and I didn't even notice. And I want to be more masculine for my family, for my wife. What can I do?
This is the things that I'm finding on, and I'm Googling, guys. Using affirmations. The things that you know that you want to do as a masculine being. So I'm a warrior. I'm a master of self-discipline. I see things clearly and objectively. I'm confident. I know when to take action. Take risks with confidence. Okay. So I think that I see this a lot where men are like, oh, I have this plan, I have this goal, but they're afraid to start because they're like, how am I going to do this? How do I start? How do I? A man in his masculine energy is going to be confident and just
do
action.
it.
Just take the action to start. Okay. Start where you are. If you want to be more masculine, you literally have to be 100% ready to start today. And again, it's about taking action. It's about giving. It's about knowing, okay, I know that a man in his masculine is going to take control, is going to organize, is going to plan. What can I do today?
What can I start with?
What can I do today to plan? Does that mean I'm gonna plan to take my kids to the park tomorrow from 3 to 4 so that my wife can go do her nails? Possibly. Another way is to surround yourself with men that are in their masculine energy.
Alpha males.
Is that what that's called?
I don't know. I just think that there's something sexy. And this is why I say I don't think it's negative. I think that it does have a negative connotation, but I don't think it's particularly negative because when I think of a man that operates in his masculine energy, he's an alpha to me. He's someone that he's gonna get shit done. He's not scared to tell you how he feels, and not in a rude way, but he's very assertive. He is like just good. He's about his business. Nobody's gonna disrespect him. Nobody's gonna challenge him, and that's what I think of an alpha male. You know, so I don't think it's. I think it does come with some people may think that it's negative, but when I think of a true alpha male, it's a man that has mastered being and operating in masculine energy. You know. Positively, not negatively, not like a narcissist or in a narcissistic way. I'm talking about a healthy way that I know that I'm gonna be here to protect, to serve, and to get shit done. You know.
Another way which you wouldn't think is to become more emotionally mature.
I had an episode on this.
I know, but can you believe that's a part of being more masculine?
Yes. Knowing your emotions and being able to talk about them and ask of the things that you need from your partner, and not in a rude way, but like knowing like, hey, you know what? I need this from you. I need more of this. One, that's sexy as heck. Two, how amazing and how healthy is that relationship that you're asking to get those needs met. I don't have to guess. Huge. I want to go back to the surrounding yourself with people in their masculine. If you find it hard to find maybe an example of that in your like surrounding in your community, do what we do. Before I found couples that I really can see as an example of a healthy relationship, I started following couples on Instagram. I started listening to, we still like each other. We love their podcast. We love their dynamic and their relationship. For sure.
That to me is an example. And the way I surround myself with them, even though they're states away and I don't know them personally, is I view their content. And I don't view examples of relationships that are toxic. So if you're looking to be more masculine and you want like Danny, what's his last name? On Instagram, I don't know. If there's any male listening, is it Danny Morel?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he is a great example of somebody who is truly in their masculine energy.
You know who? That couple that I recently found that I'm like obsessed with, they're like super cool, like tattooed, and they have a podcast together too.
Yes.
And I love.
Yes. I don't know his name. Damn it.
I'm gonna have to look and put it in the.
Okay. Ladies, if you're listening to this and you want to show examples of masculine to your man, first of all, that's very I'm looking for the passive aggressive. They could just send, hey, this is a great example of masculine.
Like, oh my goodness, look at what he's saying.
But and I'm kidding.
No, but he's a perfect example.
But surround yourself with people who exude that like type of energy that you're trying to learn. Yeah. To emulate. Ooh, me gusta esta palabra. You're not even drinking, girl.
I think there's this clarity.
Yeah, anybody listening, if you want some examples of the feminine, masculine accounts that we follow, like let us know. We'll totally just send them to you. Another and the last one on this list for how to become more masculine is to be decisive. Be decisive. If you have a decision to make, just make one and be confident and move forward with it.
But also, I'm gonna add to that. I think you also, if you're gonna be decisive and things go wrong, that you're gonna hold yourself accountable and say, you know what, that didn't work that way, but you know what, I'm gonna try this, and not blame anybody else for decisions that you made. You're accountable. You make yourself accountable, or you keep yourself accountable. Sorry.
I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you have any, more examples of feminine and masculine, let us know. You can email us. You can send us. I think there's ways to leave comments on Apple. Is it?
Yes.
On Apple.
Yes. You can leave comments.
Podcasting. Okay. Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. You can also message us on Instagram or
for sure.
Tito on the Tito. We on the
Tito. We're in the tickety talk.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for listening to us in our first non-visual episode.
But here we are. So on that note, thank you for not getting tipsy with us,
but still keeping it truthful.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Well, hear us next week.
Bye, guys.